Today's show is sponsored by our friends at Orca Coolers. And what is cooler than having a Georgia National Championship tumbler? Zeke was all over this. Well, he wasn't until I told him. I actually got him one for his 40th birthday. But they have these tumblers. They're awesome. They're going to keep your drink cold, keep them warm, and you can celebrate a Georgia win. If you use code DADSEASON, they will give you 20% off your order. That is for everything. That is the roto-molded coolers, the tumblers, it's the whiskey barrel tumblers, everything they have at orcacoolers.com. Use code DADSEASON. It's Dad Season all year round, and you will get 20% off your order. Today's show is also sponsored by our friends at Action 24/7. If you want action, get in on the action with Action 24/7. Tennessee's only sportsbook by Tennesseans for Tennesseans. There's so much going on. NBA's going on. You can parlay with the NBA. If you bet $50 on a parlay, it will give you $25 back if it doesn't hit. All sorts of parlays on the NHL this week. There's something going on in Australia this week, except if you're Novak Djokovic. But if you bet $30 on tennis, you'll automatically get a $20 free bet to use during the match. There's table tennis bets again this week, a deposit boost on a Saturday. They moved the typical Friday boost to Saturday in celebration of the Titans divisional round playoff game. And then on Sunday, there's a parlay. You get a risk-free up to $50 single game parlay on the Rams, Bucks, or Bills, Chiefs. And always, if you use code DADS100, it will match up to $800 of your deposit all the way up until the Super Bowl. Check out our friends at action247.com. Hey Z, what you got for me?
So a random trivial thing I jotted down to pitch out here at some point because I noticed this the other day. It's just awkward, but it does bother me a little bit. Why does kids' toothpaste have like a safety seal thing like on the actual inside of the cap, but adults don't? Are we not important?
I don't know. My kids' toothpaste doesn't have a safety seal on the inside of the cap.
Really? I got like 3 different ones for the kids today because they're random about flavors each night or whatever. All 3 had the little, foil looking thing you'd peel off like once you popped the cap open. Don't see it on adult toothpaste though.
I've seen it on adult toothpaste.
All I've ever seen is the sealed box. That's it.
No, we're important. You got to seal everything.
You take a picture next time you find a seal on the actual, inside the cap of the adult toothpaste. You let me know.
The things that go through your mind. I have seen it. I've seen it many a time on adult toothpaste, especially on the travel ones. You see it more on the travel toothpaste, though, than you see on the bigger tubes.
Interesting angle there. I can't think of the last time I bought travel toothpaste because it's a waste of money and just carry the big tube with you versus buying the little one, but okay.
It depends on if you check your bag or not. If you check your bag, then you use the big toothpaste all the way. But as somebody who travels frequently and does not check a bag, you can't take the toothpaste that's over 3 ounces.
It's not a liquid.
I still get dinged for it. Or I did at least.
Maybe they just didn't like you.
Probably. Hello, everyone. My name is John Edwards. With me, as always, is Zeke Baker, and together we make the Dad's Drinking Bourbon. Wherever you are, whatever time it is, thank you for making us part of your day. It is going to be a quick show tonight, today, whenever you're listening, midday, wherever you are. We're happy you're listening. It's kind of a bonus show. It kind of isn't. Our friend Eric Smith from This Is My Bourbon Podcast, he sent us over a sample. He got one of the 20-year-old gift shop bottles from Four Roses. I don't know how he did it. I'm very jealous of him, but he is so nice. You might know him on Instagram as Whiskey Mutant, and he was so nice to say, I will send you over both a sample, both you and Zeke. Not just like one that we split. He sent us each a sample. Or go to Whiskey Mutant on Instagram. He's actually got some awesome t-shirts that have come out now. I'm wearing one of the Whiskey Mutant t-shirts right now. I like them. I like his Pair Everything shirt. That's my favorite one so far. I think he's got something with Little Debbie coming out eventually. But this was put out in order to celebrate all the good stuff that is going on at Four Roses. There is a new 14,446 square foot visitor center that was designed to both inform and educate guess. Why is that funny, Mr. Baker?
Because in one of our text conversations, somewhere in the past 7 days, I'm like, by the way, have you seen all this stuff going on at Fort Roses? Like, what are you talking about?
No, I knew that stuff. I thought it was something else. You said we got to get somebody from Four Roses to come on and talk about all the things. And I was like, what things? Because sometimes the things that I'm thinking of are not the same as you. So I asked the question because I want to be clear that we're talking about the same thing. And we are.
Some new extra bar program in there. Somehow they're going to have things for Mellow Moments members can be on a panel or help select a barrel, but it's not like buying or picking the whole barrel. They get a chance to buy a bottle from it. So where does the rest of it go, or how do they?
It would go to Mellow Moments members. But you could buy a bottle, but you can't get the barrel. You're just a part of selecting the barrels that would go to Mellow Moments members.
Got you. Well, first thing I was thinking like that lottery that, BT does or whatever.
I mean, same kind of deal, but it wouldn't be to get the whole barrel. So the new visitor center, what it includes Bar 1888, named for the year Four Roses. Name was first trademarked. It's going to have offerings from the current portfolio and specialty cocktails. It will also include limited edition small batch pours. Then there's going to be the Al Young Archive Collection. It's an interactive display. It's going to showcase the range of Four Roses bottlings throughout its 130-year history. And of course, named for the one and only Al Young, who we had the pleasure of interviewing way back in the day before we became good podcasters. But I still think we had a good conversation with Mr. Young. It was a blast. Then there's going to be 4 seated tasting rooms, enhanced tasting experiences. Of course, what's the point of having an expanded visitor center if you're not going to expand the retail gift shop? And then there's going to be an outdoor patio space. So a place to hang, right? Like the gift shop at Four Roses before, it was kind of small. There wasn't a really good tasting area. It's kind of like a 10-minute ordeal. They want immersive experiences that are going to get people to actually come to these distilleries and spend time there. Besides just tour, gift shop, go home, go to another one.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. I think the only time that, you and I have been out there, I can't remember if you went back with us or not, but we were heading toward Russell's or Wild Turkey, and they were in between out in Lawrenceburg.
I was with you. We got a great picture in front of it. It was you, me, Tom, Benton, and Bivens.
Yeah, but I mean, it was really just like, oh man, I can't make it to Wild Turkey. I got to pee. Hey, you want to go to Four Roses? Sure. And we literally just, meandered for 5 minutes. Everybody peed and then kept going.
And we looked and we were like, they got any bottles? Basically, nope. You went in. Is there a gift shop release? No. Do I need another Four Roses t-shirt? No. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
This is a 20-year OBSV. It is 57.2% ABV. It is barrel 3935 from Warehouse FS. What did you think about this, Mr. Baker?
Nose-wise, I get, at least to me, what I would perceive as being a combination of astringency and wood, and then maybe a little bit of anise behind it. I put that with a question mark because that's what popped up in my head. But that's one of those things I'm not always spot on picking up with it. Palate-wise, and I've revisited this a few times just, on different days to try and see if I was consistent with it or not. To me, I picked up mainly spice, and then I put cold oak. And I think it's because there was so much spice when it first hit the tongue that when I picked up the oak side of the profile, it almost seemed like cooling or chilling to a degree. So I just put cold oak. I don't know, but that was the feeling that I had for it. Relaying those into things you could probably pick up more with your senses. I would say a mix of clove and licorice gum. I felt like the majority of the flavor really stays in the front of this one. By the time it got to the mid of the tongue, I just didn't have a whole lot left, pick up a whole lot, didn't get a ton on the finish. And, I think one of the things I noticed the most going back and nosing this a few times was, I think, majority of, the epic or the really good Four Roses we've all had over time, no matter what the mash bill may be. It's just, it's Four Roses. It's a floral bouquet that when you sniff it, you're just like, oh, this is, no matter what direction it is, you're primed and you're prepped and you're ready for it. I mean, on this, I feel like what I picked up on the nose matches what I'm tasting, but it's not that sensation and that kind of olfactory sense and memory of, oh, I remember the first time I tried this one or that one. And just from smelling it, the rush that I got of the flavors that I expected to come in and, the anticipation that was there. So that's kind of where it left me.
I feel like the nose is what I would expect from a Four Roses. The taste is muted. Like the age has just muted the vibrance of what I would typically get from a V. You're right. It's licorice, but it's cherry licorice. Like it is clove, it's spice. There's a whole lot of spice in it. It hits more mid palate and like almost as like a Pop Rocks where it comes up and it starts tingling the roof of my mouth. There is a good amount of fruit in there, and it's almost like a cherry licorice fruit, like a Twizzler. Like I'm drinking this, you know, when like you bite each end of the Twizzler and use it as a straw. Have you ever done that before?
I've never done it, but it took me a second to visualize what you were saying.
I mean, that's because you were never a true fat kid. You were a lineman, but you went to being tall and lanky pretty quick. The real big lineman like me, everybody has used a Twizzler as a straw. And I feel like I'm drinking this bourbon through a Twizzler straw.
See, if I was going Twizzlers, I'd say it's more of like 2 or 3 of the OG licorice ones to 1 red one. Maybe 2 to 1, maybe even 3 to 1.
Oh, no, I'm not getting the OG. I'm getting red rope licorice opposed to the black licorice.
Yeah, I'm getting fairly decent amount of actual licorice in there, I think.
The black licorice makes me think more of like a rye than a bourbon.
I mean, this has got a lot of spice on the front.
It's got a lot of spice. It may not be
rye, but I mean, as soon as it hit my tongue, I was like, whoa, man, this thing's kicking.
It's got a lot of spice. It's got a little bit, I mean, it's cherry fruit to me. It's a red licorice.
It's funny to me to have that much spice on the front, but then just nothing on the back. Not even a hint of a hug, no little kick, no little tingle, no burn. Actually, I love this analogy. It's like when I see you walking through somewhere, or like, you know, you try to like bend over and get those funny looking pictures. You see Edward, just big guy, no ass whatsoever. There's no back end, nothing. It's like it just fell off the side of the earth.
You don't know how many squats I do at the gym, and I do all those other things to try to get an ass. I've done it for years. I can't. Do you know how hard it is to get pants? Like, because I don't want it to look like I don't have an ass. Like, I don't want it to look like my pants are sagging, but they naturally look like they're sagging because there's nothing for my pants to hang on. Like, there's nothing keeping it up there.
That boy, he got a body belt for suspenders.
You damn right. But if I was wearing suspenders all the time, or if I wore some Carhartt bibs, you would relentlessly give me shit.
Oh man, the notion of suspenders is actually pretty funny now. One day, maybe.
Only if I can take over Goose and Randall's seat at Jack and just sit there all day. I'll wear suspenders every day.
I would take that trade in a heartbeat.
Ultimately, I like this pour. I don't like it more than I do the regular single barrels. Like, this is something that I'm not paying over, you know, it's great. I feel bad for all the people that waited in line and got it because it was expensive. I think it was a couple $100, wasn't it?
I believe so, but I mean, and granted, we don't have it here since we got, you know, samples from Eric, but I mean, most folks have seen pictures on the webs and whatnot. I mean, they did this up right. Commemorative sticker on the bottle is very classy. They did a wooden box for it. I mean, presentation, knock it out of the park. Yes, some people say, well, you're still just paying for the juice. But I mean, if you're paying a premium price, you want that white glove feeling and the fluffing and, you know, the bells and whistles, whatever. The box is a very nice touch. And I'll tell you what, even though kind of like you, I'm not the biggest fan of the juice on this one per se, but I'm just happy to see, you know, opening up the doors and exploring a little bit. I feel like it would be an overstatement to call this, you know, innovation, so to speak, especially when we see what so many other places are doing and what they've laid down 5, 6, 7 years ago and is now coming to light.
Some new information has come to light, man.
But, you know, Four Roses has said more than once over the years, they may have more, you know, as I like to say, hyper-aged barrels than any other distillery. And at a time where bourbon's booming, no one else can put stuff like that out. And people crave and just go crazy for that age-dated stuff. Why are they putting it in yellow label? That's the least return on investment you're going to get after paying taxes for 15, 20 years on it. I mean, why not start doing as your gift shop release? 1 hyper-aged barrel a month. Again, I mean, I wouldn't call it innovation, but if you've got the stuff sitting there, give the people what they want. Have a line out there every day. If they do a single barrel, and again, charge $200 a bottle, $250, whatever. They're going to make more off of it than if they dumped it in the yellow label batch. I mean, surely to God, right?
I have to agree with you, though. They knocked the packaging out of the park on this. They made it special. I love that they did something around the new visitor center. I love the new visitor center. At the end of the day, though, I just, I kind of enjoy a regular single barrel a little bit more.
Well, they can obviously still have those at, the two gift shops between Cox Creek and Lawrenceburg. I just think if you're going to let it age that long, pay taxes on it that long, that kind of juice is in the highest demand compared to any more than one way in the bourbon world. Why just dump it in the yellow label? If it truly is needed to keep that profile the same, sure, hold some back and do what you got to do. You don't want to mess up one of your flagship products. But at the end of the day, one of these a month. You imagine? There would be the line every single time. And hell, maybe they don't want that. But if I'm running a business and, Four Roses, best I can tell, is like most distilleries, they're owned by somebody that's not here on our soil, clearly just looks at a bottom line, doesn't, maybe worry about relationships and people as much as we would here, and the folks that we see and know and see every day, or not every day, but see plenty of times face to face and interact with. This is the way to increase your bottom line. Hell, boom, problem solved.
I'm with you. I mean,
remember those moments when, you say that I dropped the ball on saying something, but then I kind of say something, but then it's still not much.
Oh, I was totally multitasking. I mean, I will admit it. I was totally kind of listening to you, but not really. And I was just going to jump in when you were done and say, like, I concur. Let's close this one out.
I had to get my return shot in on that one.
Yeah, you did. But so shout out to Whiskey Mutant, Eric Smith, for sending us these samples. Make sure you listen to him as well as Pear Bear, Perry Ritter on This Is My Bourbon Podcast. They are great friends of the show. I've been on their show. We have to get them on our show again. But awesome guys. Eric is just a legend for sending us this. You can find us on Facebook at Dad's Drinking Bourbon, Twitter at Bourbon Dads, Instagram at Dad's Drinking Bourbon. Please leave us an open and honest review like we leave open and honest reviews about the whiskey we drink. Zeke, where else can the folks find us?
Good old Nashville, Tennessee.
Cheers.
Ciao.